You're outside, you see a big, intelligent-looking black bird, and that age-old question pops into your head. Is that a crow, or is that a raven? Well, let's get right into it and solve this classic nature mystery once and for all.
You know, you're definitely not alone if you've scratched your head over this one. They look so similar, right? They're both incredibly smart, and you often see them in the same skies. It's honestly one of the most common bird identification mix-ups out there.
Oh, I've been there myself. I once very confidently pointed at this huge black bird and told my friend, "Look, a raven," only to get that little smirk and a very humbling, that's a crow, dude. It's such an easy mistake to make, but it's one we are going to fix right now.
By the time we're done here, you are going to have all the key clues, all the little telltale signs that'll make you the local expert. We're going to turn that moment of doubt into a moment of, oh yeah, I know exactly what that is.
Okay, first up, let's put together our detective kit. We're going to start with the most direct evidence there is, the stuff you can actually see with your own eyes, whether it's from far away or right up close.
The most immediate giveaway is just plain old size. Seriously, ravens are absolute giants. Think big, bulky, almost the size of a hawk. Crows, on the other hand, are smaller, little zippier, and they're kind of what most of us picture when we just think of a standard blackbird. If you look at it and your first thought is, wow, that's a big bird, you're probably looking at a raven.
Okay, this slide right here, this is basically your cheat sheet. It's kind of wild how 3 simple features can pretty much solve the whole mystery. We're looking at the beak, the tail, and the feathers. So for crows, sleek beak, fan-shaped tail when they're flying, and smooth feathers. For ravens, thick and curved beak, a wedge-shaped tail, and this really cool glossy sheen. Let's break those down a little more.
So let's zoom in on the beak. A crow's beak is pretty straight, pretty proportional to its head. But a raven's beak, whoa, it's this formidable tool. It's thick, it's heavy, and it's got this really distinct curve to it. That powerful, almost shark-like profile is a total dead giveaway.
All right, now look up at the sky. When these birds are flying, the tail is your best friend for identification. A crow's tail spreads out nice and even, kind of like a fan you'd hold in your hand. A raven's, though, comes to a point, forming a very clear wedge or diamond shape. Honestly, this is one of the most reliable ways to tell them apart from a distance.
And for those of you who want to level up, our advanced detectives, get a little closer if you can. Ravens have these shaggy, almost beard-like feathers on their throat. They're called hackles, and they can actually puff them out. Plus, their feathers catch the sunlight in this beautiful, iridescent purplish-blue sheen. A crow's feathers are more of a uniform matte black.
All right, we've covered all the visual evidence. But what happens if you can't get a clear look? Well, that's okay, because your ears and your powers of observation are just as important. Let's talk about their calls. You know the crow's call. It's that super familiar repeated caw-caw. It's pretty consistent, kind of chatty. A raven, though, has a much deeper, more complex voice. It makes this low, gurgling, croaking sound. People often say it sounds like a sound effect straight out of a horror movie. If it sounds super dramatic and gravelly, you're definitely hearing a raven. And you know how they hang out is another huge clue. Crows are the social butterflies of the two. They gather in these big, noisy groups and are perfectly happy in suburban parks and busy cities. Ravens, they're more like the loners, preferring to travel alone or maybe in a pair. You're much more likely to spot them in wilder, more remote places like mountains, deep forests, or along rocky coastlines. And this just illustrates their social side perfectly. The official, formal name for a group of crows is a murder. I mean, the term itself kind of points to how fundamental group behavior is to who they are. You'll pretty much never see a murder of ravens. Now, let's talk about one of the most fascinating things about these birds. Because beyond all their physical differences, they share one absolutely remarkable trait. They are both off-the-charts intelligent. And we are talking about some serious brain power here. Crows have been shown to remember human faces for years, and they'll even teach their kids and their friends which humans to watch out for. Ravens are master planners, they're expert tool users, and get this, they can even mimic other sounds, everything from car alarms to other animal calls. Both of them are truly feathered geniuses. Okay, so we've gathered all the evidence. Let's put everything together in one final briefing. This is it. We're going to make sure you're ready to solve this mystery when you're out there in the real world. It really all comes down to this simple 3-step check. First, size. Is it big and bulky? Raven. Is it smaller and sleeker? Crow. Second, tail and flight.
A wedge means raven, a fan means crow. And third, the call. That deep, gurgling croak is a raven, that simple caw is a crow. Easy as that.
And that's pretty much it. With those tools in your pocket, you've totally got this. No more confusion, no more second guessing. You now have the knowledge to confidently tell these two amazing birds apart.
So the next time you step outside, take a closer look at that black bird on the power line or the one soaring way up high. Apply what you've learned. You know how to tell them apart now. But I guess the question is, which one is out there watching you? Happy birding.